Hey folks, Rene Enriquez. Welcome back to another episode of Uncensored. We're going to continue with the series Past the Wire. And in this one, we have another mob meeting. This is in a hotel. This is in the case People of the United States versus Alex Aguirre et al. And People of the United States versus Raymond Shryock et al. There was a 13-member indictment. It was the first RICO case that occurred in 1995. In this video, you're going to see Ernie Castro, who was a Mexican Mafia member known by Chuco from Rene. His picture is depicted here, in a hotel room with multiple Mexican Mafia members. He would arrange for these hotel meetings to take place. This is part of the discovery process and part of public record. In the event that anybody's curious to the material, have good luck trying to get it, though. It's very difficult to acquire. A bunch of these exhibits are very difficult to acquire, but if you do, they are public record. So I'm going to run this video. You're going to see multiple Mexican Mafia members. I'll identify them as we go along. As soon as they become clear in the picture, I'll identify them. I'll put a graphic up of their picture.
90? It's 80.
Okay, the individual you'll see walking with the hoodie and towards the door and the mustache, standing directly next to the TV, to the right of the TV. That's Ernie Castro. He's a cooperating federal informant for the FBI. You'll note that there's camera placement in the room. The camera has the ability to oscillate, which is turn. And watch the job that Ernie Castro does at keeping the lens free of obstruction. Because the individual to the right of the camera, you see the little telephone right there, right in front of the camera, and you see two sets of hands. The one on the left is Gibby from Norwalk, Felipe Escobar, and the one on the right is Ralph Rocha, Perico from Norwalk. Both of them cooperated with the United States Attorney's Office. Both of them dropped out. So the three individuals I've identified so far have all cooperated with the feds. They are no longer Mexican Mafia members, but they were active at the time. In fact, Gibby was cooperating at the time that Chuco was, unbeknownst to Chuco. That's Perico grabbing the chips. That's Gibby standing up.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Bring up hamburgers and shit or what?
Notice that Gibby was wearing the beanie, and Perico's the individual that stood up and grabbed the chips. Chuco's immediately going towards them, knowing where the camera is placed. He's going to move the chips away from obstructing the view of the camera.
They feed? Yeah, they got menu.
The individual that walked in with that funny-looking hat and the trench coat, that is Musclehead Mike Salinas. The very same individual I showed you in the Sana Ojeda clip, where Sana lifts up his hat and disrespects him. A lot of people have said that Musclehead was never a carnal. He was never a Mexican Mafia member, that he's no good, that this and that and the other. Well, I'm telling you today that Musclehead Mike was a made Mexican Mafia member. Here he is in a members-only meeting, attending, and that's him walking through the door. So I don't care what expert you are or what you think you know about the organization. I don't say this with arrogance. I say it with certitude. Musclehead Mike was a carnal. This proves it. All the other evidence that exists prove it. That he was a validated, made Mexican Mafia member in good standing at one time. He fell out of favor, and he got politicked on. And that's when they started saying he wasn't a carnal. So for all those naysayers, Musclehead was a carnal.
Hey, what's up?
He just got his hand shook by Perico from Norwalk. The individual behind Musclehead in the trench coat, you'll see him, he's well-dressed, is Champ Mendoza.
All right, Mike.
Actually, that's China Boy Arias.
All right, Mike. Never met.
Champ Mendez is wearing a tie and an overcoat, that dark trench coat. His hair's slicked back. He has a mustache. He's the best dressed guy in the room. I've always admired the way the guy dressed. He had class. He had style. That's Champ right there. He's shaking Gibby's hand. He's shaking Gibby's hand now. The individual in the center of that group of individuals with the winter coat and the medallion on his chest, that's China Boy Arias. He was murdered in federal prison some years back.
They disrespect the village, that's why they got a demolition.
China Boy is now hugging the guy in the beanie cap, which is Gibby Felipe Escobar. China Boy is standing with his facing towards the camera with his hand on Gibby's back. Champ is shaking the hand of Perico Rocha to the right of the camera.
You heard him? Yeah, feel good.
Hey, did my
drawing and all that go up
They never
Hey,
I got it.
Did you ever write to?
No, but I'm just saying, they never had, like, knowledge anymore.
No, he's the right.
Phoned in.
Tomás Moreno, that owns brother. He era carnal.
Steve
Is he? No. I just got a from Bay of Jerry. They have it.
You hear Champ Mendes say that he just got out of Pelican Bay a year ago. They're talking about somebody who has just made a carnal. I didn't quite hear it, but that's what they're discussing. The individual walking with the T-shirt and the baseball cap right next to the TV, that's Tonito Rodriguez from Sereno. He was killed by Sureño gang members, resulting in a green light on one faction of that gang.
And the weather.
What neighborhood?
Here goes Chuco. Look at the efficiency with which he operates. Smooth as silk. He gets up. He's going to move that chip bag away from the camera so the FBI can get good evidence. They want to identify everybody in that room. Audio is up. In fact, in this video, we're going to show you some of the surveillance pictures. There's one of Peewee. Right now, we're depicting that. Peewee from Avenues standing on the balcony of the hotel, which is taken with a telephoto lens from some distance by the FBI. And there's another one we're depicting now of Wadoshai Shryak emerging from the hotel room. And this is this extent to which the FBI went to capture this event. This is a historic event. This is the only Mexican Mafia Mexican Mafia meetings that have been captured to this depth, including one where Pelon Maciel was made, the only time in history of the Mexican Mafia that an induction has ever been made and recorded. But these are historic in nature, and they're important because they play such a big role in the United States government's prosecution of the organization, right? And for those understanding and studying the subculture, this is the Mexican Mafia at its finest here. This is how business is done. There's an old saying is that when the U.S. attorney indicts, you're already done. They have enough evidence to convict you. And what they want you to do is plead out because you're already convicted. Very few times do people beat a federal indictment, particularly of this nature, a RICO indictment. This indictment, this investigation in and of itself was years in the making. And it's the first time that the United States government utilized the federal RICO, Racketeering Influence Corrupt Organizations Act, against the prison gang, particularly the Mexican Mafia. It's since the norm. It's become the norm. Crews are getting indicted all the time. But I'm going to continue with the video now.
I usually did remember.
I know how to get in contact with this dude.
I usually just.
Beat him about 30
Today I got
times.
an answer machine. Somebody named John. The secretary has just what Raymond and she said.
Notice how he even moved the dip away from the camera. He wants nothing obscuring or obstructing the view of the FBI. FBI are stationed outside in an adjacent room.
Can I ask some callers? My name's Raymond. And she goes, and she says, okay, so she hooked me onto another line and started ringing and answering machine.
Oh, you talked to John Deadpool.
I don't remember. I didn't talk, I got an answering machine.
No, I left him.
I left October. Yeah, well, I was getting ready to, and then the phone rang and it was one of the kids.
Yeah, he locked up, yeah.
I was just going to tell you about the meeting because
Hey, but he was supposed to parole.
So I was going to get a hold of you.
You know him, you know him. You know him, Chuco, you know him. What happened? Hey, Peewee, what happened? You know him, man. You met him on the bus.
Super. Are we waiting on anybody else? Are we waiting?
He fucked up one time.
Well, you know, what happened?
Dude, Ivan.
He
I gave him a
came back.
pass.
From where?
We're gonna book Smiley. That dude that in Arizona, Bassett.
Yeah, he came back.
I told him, check this out, I'm gonna need your assistance.
He didn't do nothing.
Get down right now, give me the fierro, if I have to, and you flush it no matter what. He says, all right. We go to tell Smiley.
That individual walking with the beanie and the light-colored hoodie and the gray sweats, walking towards China Boy Aguirre, sitting on the corner of the right bed, that's Peewee Aguirre. He just came into frame. Also, Alex Aguirre is the top defendant in the indictment. He's going to hug China Boy now.
Hey, baby.
I gotta go over there and stand my trooper.
I would have scolded him and do some bro. I wouldn't have killed him for that.
There are about 2 or 3 conversations going on, and one, Chuco's telling Güero Shai that he gave a guy a knife and was going to get down with him, and then and another, Gibby's talking about another individual that he didn't want to kill, that he didn't want to eliminate.
They didn't plan
Oh, man.
They thought he was going to get killed. Like that. Oh.
Yeah, we waiting on anybody else?
Yeah, Randy and Turtle.
So the meeting is supposed to be of all Mexican Mafia members on the streets. They're all supposed to attend. It's mandatory attendance. So we're waiting on, in the meeting, they're waiting on Randy Therian, which is Cowboy from Bassett, and Turtle from Ontario, which is Donald Baez. Again, I believe Sammy Villalba is also going to make an appearance in this video as well.
Yeah, no.
On serio?
Yeah, you'll be here in a little bit.
Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. What's up, China boy?
Yeah, I just drank that.
What's that on the guys?
Rob, check anybody's connection.
They've been over there getting
I'm
the
right to it right now.
from Playboys and 18th Street. That's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. The guys from Playboys and 18th Street, they want to do something, but they say EMS is talking shit because they said that you guys.
That individual walking and shaking China Boy's hand with a cigarette dangling from his mouth is Negro Villalba. Negro Villalba was murdered in 2019 in Long Beach, California. He was stabbed previous to that, actually stabbed and strangled in Victorville, United States Penitentiary of Victorville, which was the precursor to his death. But he was eliminated as well. China Boy was murdered, as I mentioned. A lot of these people no longer exist. They've been eliminated, and I believe that this is all the participants that are going to show up in the meeting for this meeting, because the 2 other individuals are not going to show.
Said they could do whatever they want.
I gave it to you, man. 18th Street.
Yeah, the green one.
Black, right? Cool.
You took mine.
They have bell. 18th Street, go to the Jewish funeral. When you start shooting with machine guns, get off the car, shoot at the casket.
When was that?
When was that? About 2 months ago, Tony? 4 weeks. This is yours, right? Casket. When they shot at the casket 2 months ago. 4 months ago.
Okay, well, this is, I'm just talking about a couple of days ago, the other day.
So we sucked them on 18th Street.
Yeah, but this is just the other day.
No, it's around here.
He
It don't matter.
called wrong. He called his wife.
This is west, I don't understand.
It's a green bit, dark green.
This is the west side, this was Dagwood's area, and there wasn't nothing happening when I stepped in. This is some shit that just started.
So all this is preamble, right? The real issue that they're going to discuss is the territorial dispute between China Boy from Artesia and Negro Villalba from Artesia. The senior member, or the elder statesman in the room, is Güero Shai from Artesia. China Boy is close associates with Tonito from Sereno and Peewee Aguirre and somebody loan from Big Hazard, right? That's his main key and key support. Negro Villalba's key support is Perico from Norwalk, Gibby from Norwalk, and Raymond Shryock, the elder statesman. And you'll see in the second part of this video that Güero Shai will step in, weigh in on behalf of Sammy Villalba, because that's his padrino. Güero Shai is the individual who sponsored Sammy Villalba. With that said, folks, we have the precursor. We know what's coming next. There's going to be a battle for territory. Because we're out of time, I'm going to end this video here. And I just ask for your understanding. We'll come with multiple parts. This is about a 2-hour video, so we're going to break it into segments. Let me know what you think about this video, how you like the narration, how you like the format. Keep in mind that this is probably about 30-something years old, this video. It's old FBI technology. It's what they had at the time, but it was state-of-the-art then. We look at it now and say, oh my God, this is horrible. These are horrible graphics. It was enough to convict him. A lot more to come in this video, folks. We'll unpack it then. Peace out. Stay safe.